Right now, you've got to play Battlefield Survivor because it has returned. And on top of that, this is where you're going to get a ton of rewards and potentially complete a bunch of tavern heroes that you might have access on your account. So let's dive into it. Let's explain what's been updated and brought new to the game mode, because the first thing we have to talk about is the rewards, because the rewards are tied into the brand new difficulties that have been added to each of the challenge modes. So if you didn't know this, when you are playing Battlefield Survivor, you just have to complete all of the different stages, and as you do, you will unlock the little challenge mode icon here at the bottom right corner, and you can see all of the challenge modes down here and the little banner. And when you go to any of these challenge modes, you're going to be able to change the difficulty, which grants you some nice rewards. Each difficulty, as you can see, is going to grant you now this custom legendary hero chest for Josephine or for that Joan of Arc, which means when you look at the legendary, master, expert, hard, and common, that is 50 sculptures you're going to be gaining from each one of these challenge stages. So that means when we dive into it, guys, 200 sculptures, no matter what, for either Joan of Arc or your Josephine. That should comfortably get your heroes to 3-star if you're a new player, or even better, if you're returning like myself and you've had these heroes already on your account, it might get them to that 4-star or even finish up that 5-star leveling that you needed, right? So really good little free-to-play event. Take advantage of it for those rewards. But on top of that, as you guys will know, you do get playtime AFK rewards for completing achievements and for just progressing further in the game mode. So do take advantage of this too. It's going to give you a ton of XP, a ton of actual, resources for your account. 14,000 an hour. This does add up, right? It maxes out after 12 hours and you can just come and claim that alongside. So let's talk about something brand new. The one mechanic that a lot of people are raising their eyebrows about. What are the best blessings that you're going to be able to pick in game? So let's discuss blessings. How to unlock them first is pretty simple. Just play through one of the stages or two of the stages in the challenge modes when you're playing Battlefield Survivor, and you will see a chest which just unlocks the blessings area. Once it's unlocked, you're going to be able to have access to some of the different blessings, but by completing achievements in game is how you're gonna have access to all of the different blessings of your choice. And why this is very important is because at the start of every run, you're going to be able to select one of these blessings, so you can get a little bit of consistency at the start of the run. But then once you are in a Battlefield Survivor run, as you can see in the gameplay in the background, it has to drop from a blessings chest. This is dedicated to a single boss, and you know when it is because these little horsemen with the chest on top of their heads make it very clear. So if you kill them, that's going to be your second blessing, and this will give you a maximum of 3 blessings in each run. Now, pulling it back into the blessing menu, why is that important? It's because each of these blessings do some absolute crazy abilities in game, and if you had more than 3, you would definitely break some of the mechanics in there. But each of these blessings obviously work with certain skills, certain abilities that you're going to be upgrading in your adventure. So this is why it's very important to decide what build or kind of run you're going to go for, because that blessing is going to be trying to work towards them. A really cool feature, just to talk about it before we dive into each of these blessings, is whatever one you pick, just for example, like the acid rain or the harvest one, anytime a skill does synergize with one of those blessings, you will see the blessing icon in the top right corner of that skill. So you know straight away, okay, that works with the current blessing that I've picked. So that should help you guys a little bit out in the early game, knowing, okay, these work with these, abilities, right? So now let's dive into the actual blessings area, because this is where I have a lot of fun. I can actually explain some of these and showcase some gameplay to help the description of some of them, right? So when we're going into Acid Rain, this enables the listed abilities to increase the enemy damage taken by 20% for 3 seconds, but it also adds 5 stacks onto them, right? So when you have 5 stacks of this ability, that's 100% extra damage that enemy is going to be taken for 3 seconds. This is crazy good because when you look at the related abilities, a lot of them are kind of either massive area of effect skills or even like the Codex one for the upgrading to Nemesis Decree. These just keep hitting the same target sometimes all the time. So this can easily charge up the acid rain to get the 100% damage mark, so you can pump out some crazy damage numbers with this blessing. So it's a really easy one to understand, one of the first ones you do get access to. You're gonna absolutely love it when you try it out with a lot of the different builds in game. Now we've got Harvest, and Harvest is a really fun one when you start using it. Anytime you hit an enemy with one of these abilities with a damaging effect, you're going to get an extra generated object. That's the best way of putting it. You're going to generate these blades that come out of the enemy, and those blades can bounce to 2 different enemies, as you'll see in the description there. So it's a really fun little blessing here that just allows you to go crazy with certain skills. The ones I really liked with this, honestly, was going down the Reaper route with the Frost, and obviously going down the Bulwark. Having all this blendering and just constant damage out just allowed the screen, as you can see in the gameplay there, just to have so much of these blades out. It was super fun, right? Bringing it back now into the next blessing. This is one of my personal favorites on here. It is the Spring Chapter Sprout. With the listed abilities that pierce through enemies' troops, you will create a splash onto 3 additional enemies after hitting the target. What this skill says is crazy, because a lot of the different single target skills, as well as one of the best area of effect abilities, the Volley, now has area of effect on its area of effect, which is just crazy when you start to see this in gameplay motion, and it's just super fun. A nice little tip and trick here, just to give you guys a little bit of advice with the Sprout here. If you go into your different artifacts and abilities, and you actually come over and actually grab the Infinite Amulet, this generates 1 extra damaging object, and this does actually combo with the Sprout, meaning when you get the Infinity Amulet at level 2, this actually generates 5 additional splash procs instead of 3, which just goes crazy with the right builds. So you can see I absolutely love this. It's a super fun one. I think you guys are going to enjoy this blessing. Moving into the Summer Heat one, this one's a really cool one for very specific builds. You do want to run all 3 of the upgraded abilities, so you're going to need to run Leonidas to get the Fatal Roar. You're going to need to get Dracula's Kiss, which is the sword swing ability, so the Split Steel Slash here upgraded, and then the Realm of Tyranny. This gives you basically immortality, because you have infinitely healing, but you also deal damage to everything around you, and that is just bonkers when you start to see some of these builds go out. And this could be one of the best late game builds, honestly, in the game right now. So I would think you should try this out if you have access to even just running 2 of these skills. But with Leonidas, this goes absolutely crazy, right? Moving on to the next blessing though, Winter Chapter Icy Winter. This is another cool one. It's a bit more of a utility based one, which is really good for certain builds that want to take advantage of either using, again, the Realm of Tyranny, the Steeds ability, or one which I use all the time actually is the Frost Requiem, right? This just shoots out bunches of AoE effects, but if once one of those hits someone, guess what? You have a 20% chance to freeze the enemy for 2 seconds. This is really good because it allows you to kite giant mobs, especially if you're not strong enough. If you're not strong enough and you just need to do chip damage to giant mobs until you eventually kill them and then get like a scroll to magnetize all the XP to yourself, that is a really good strategy, right? And this allows you to do that. So I really do like Icy Winter. It's a pretty cool one. It also works for boss level enemies, but it only does it for half a second. So you can see them getting staggered over time. We're going to try this on live stream later on, so check it out if we do another Battlefield Survivor, and it might be live right now, so have a look if it is. But now we're going to go to the next kind of 2 passive based ones, which honestly are really good. If you're not, worried about going down this particular route and you just want to have a little bit of fun, Guess what? Manuscript of Astlar is that role. This is one of the best blessings, honestly, in the early phase, because what this does is each empty ability or relic slot by 20% damage increase. So basically, anytime you have an empty ability, any empty relic slot, you're going to have a stack, and this goes up to 100%. So as long as there's 5 empty slots, so you can have a mixture of like 2 and 3, you're going to actually gain more damage, and as well, you're going to get 40% cooldown time reduction. What's really cool about this actual blessing though, it really enlists you to kind of go hyper focus in those builds, because you also get +3 attempts on the resets, locks, and remove abilities. And this is a really good one for making any build work, especially if you're trying to look for things for a YouTube video like I've done in today's one, right? So Manuscript Astlar, if you're honestly worried about picking a certain one with a certain hero, you can go this route and don't worry about it. Pick up some skills, pick up some abilities, and then pick the blessing that you've got later on, which matches with more of them, right? The next one is Black Hole. This is a really easy one. This is going to pick up basically all pickable items in the map for every 30 seconds. This does allow you to get all the XP. It also does allow you to get all the gold. The only things I don't believe it allows you to pick up is the HP packs, but that's perfectly fine. You can actually run and get those when you need them, which is actually kind of poggers. I'm going to be honest, it's a lot better than it honestly is, but it's okay. It's not the craziest one. It doesn't really change the game too much, but it does allow you to always level up if you want to go for more gold-based runs on the game, right? Now the last one, and this is my favorite one out of all of them when you start to use it, is the Autumn Breeze Blessing. This gives abilities down below 50% critical strike rate and 200% critical strike damage. It is crazy when you are running the Silver Cascade here and on top of it the Mountain Birds, and you're just seeing all of these arrows from the Autumn Breeze as well as the Sprout mechanic just hit everything, and you see these red critical damage numbers on top of all the other damage you're dealing. It's a good sight. It's always super fun. So honestly, that is all the blessings broken down for you guys. And hopefully you understand now what they kind of do in game with some of the gameplay footage I've been able to bring alongside with me for some of them. And on top of that, if you're wondering which are my favorite ones, or my top 3 is definitely going to be the Autumn Breeze. Number 1 for me, absolutely love that. Number 2 for me is actually going to be the Summer Heat one, which is going to catch a lot of people off guard until they start trying it and figuring out how broken this one actually is. But then number 3, just because it's so fun to watch every time, the Sprout. The Sprout is super fun. And this is really cool because the way these honestly allow you to play the game now is whenever you're picking your starter hero, which we're going to go over in a second to finish up the Battlefield Survivor video, you also get to go down these builds and think of which abilities you actually want to go down and combo now with these blessings. And the thing is, this do really matter, because without actually picking the right blessings and the right combinations, you're not going to be able to actually kill and deal enough damage to do the legendary difficulty. And this is coming from someone, as you can see, I'm currently rank 1 on the last stage, right? So I've got rank 1 on here. If we go over on this one, I'm rank 5. I'm rank 3 on the next one, and then I am rank 6 here. So we need to do some pushing and easily get a high score on there and get back into the top 3, right? So you can see I absolutely love this game mode, and you can get some easily high ranks here. And if you're wondering what heroes to pick, I'm going to explain. Honestly, any of them are really good. My favorite one, no matter what, and you can unlock her in the event, is Joan of Arc. Iris Bombardment is so OP. It's just crazy to watch her, as you can see now in the gameplay that's on screen, just go off and just deal so much damage to everything around her. And then honestly, another close favorite, which a lot of people should have from playing, especially in season 1, is Richard. Richard's a really good one because you have this really good ability once it's leveled up and upgraded that just applies the 20% damage taken buff on everything around you, so all of your abilities are just going to shred them. He is a phenomenal hero in this area, right? So Battlefield Survivor, definitely you need to start taking advantage of this. It's going to get you a bunch of XP. You're going to be able to hopefully max out that Joan of Arc or that Josephine, whatever you're going to be working on your account. And on top of that, try and take advantage of all the rankings that you can do. And honestly, the super fun game mode on there, right? The final tip and trick I'm going to do on the video before we finish out is, if you are playing Battlefield Survivor, make sure when you are playing the game mode, though, you do your daily coins. This is the one thing that's going to allow you to progress even further in the game. And what I mean by that is, when you actually complete this actual mission, you'll see you're going to get 5k coins here. You're going to get 10k coins, then 15 coins, and then 20,000 coins. That's going to allow you to go over to your talent pages and use those gold coins in here, as you can see, like I have done, and start upgrading all of your different nodes that you need, as well as unlocking some of the special effects up here that you can have on your game modes. One I really like right now is Enlightenment, because you just get 20 permanent health every time you level up in one of these Battlefield Survivor game modes. So it's a really good way to just naturally gain HP, so you can go down a little bit more of a tanky route and actually absorb a little bit more hits in the harder difficulty stages. So there we go. Nice little tip to end the video. That's Battlefield Survivor. Take advantage of it right now. It's here for only 2 weeks. So honestly, don't miss out on it. Continue from the progress where you were left off. So if you've got only to hard difficulty, now you should be able to complete all the way to legendary difficulty and get a ton of rewards. So until the next video, guys, smash like, comment, and subscribe. Until then, stay safe, stay sneaky. Peace out.